Fimis will clear it around the boards, and Brustavich and Fimis will play some catch, and the headman pass will find the fine rookie in Cover. He'll dice it into the near corner, played around the boards for Cristoforo, shuttles it up the far side, and Will Neckel will track it. And he'll just leave it there for Funk. Funk, long right wing pass for Bidgood. He had a good game in here on last Sunday afternoon in London, making changes, and now Belchetz will rope it through to center ice. It hits a skate and tracked down by the Spits, and Nesbitt will wheel his way in across the blue line. Stolen there by Ryan Brown and Van Gorp. He's poke checked, and Perrin will just hit it in off a player, and it says dribbles over here on the right side. Kennedy back to pick it up. The net in the strength of Spellacy. AJ Spellacy passed Mitchell, and he got it back to the line. And the Spitfires lead it 1-0. After London having some penetration, played around the board. Brustavich up on the play. He'll waltz his way down the right side, and it's cleared by the Spitfires, and it's skittered back down into London's territory. Played on for Fimis. Feeds it to Brustavich, a 1-0 Windsor lead. Boy, Green Tree, hot stick last night and starting out rather well this evening. Here's Nesbitt. He's a Philadelphia's first rounder in across the line. Falls, and the puck rolls off the tip of his stick, and it's stretched back out through the center ice and shot into the corner. Played by the Knights winger. That's Will Nickel. Shuttles it back to the blue line. Hard around the boards. Hits a stick and it rolls out of play. Evans in behind the London net. And the Colorado prospect and Funk will lead it out to his own blue line. On for Cook. He's had a lot of jump in his game. Look at him go down the right side, shooting it, and he just ripped that one wide of the mark. Played to the corner once again. Windsor up by a goal. Green Tree 30 on the air. Belchetz boots it up onto the blade, and here comes the Spitfires working their way into London's ice. Played off to the corner. Belchetz up on it, in behind the net. Free lane. Now he waltzes his way in the slot area. He's going to take the shot, maybe. Delivers the pass on for Woodall. Woodall off to the wing. Cab back to Robinson. Takes a peek. Woodall to the half boards with Belchetz. Ropes it around here on the near side, and Robinson up on the play. Windsor still keeping it in. Good penetration here by the Spits. It is a shot around the boards, and now we'll get some old chill chin pass. Will Nickel. Cover with them. Shot into the corner. Now Nickel in on the forecheck. Zoo trying to take his man out. London keeping it in. Sent to the corner. Jonathan Brown after it. Plays it on the right side. Villeneuve having difficulty with the winger from the London Knights and Van Bommel. And it's played back out through, and another big hit just at the top of the circle. That was Van Bommel on Belchetz. We'll see things get heated up, I'm sure, here. Windsor-London tilt. Long lead pass. Picked off by Belchetz inside the Windsor blue line, and the headman pass will find Nesbitt. We'll start out for the Knights. Cook back out. Wheeling down that left side. Pass on the right wing. Broken up by the Spitfires at center ice, and Cook then on the passing attempt. Brought in by Nesbitt. Off the boards again. Nesbitt, a first rounder for the Windsor Spitfires. Back to the blue line, and a shot, and that goes off of Cook and sent off to the corner. Woodall again. Shot wide of the mark, and Walton up on the play. His shot off a stick and off the glass, and it's set back down into Windsor's ice. London for the London Knights tonight. The old wear number 21. Headman pass on the left side, courtesy of Belchetz. Nesbitt will clear it in, bouncing puck, speared to Van Bommel. 2-1-2 happening for London. Bringing it in across the line, and it's offside. Now we got a big collision. Scrum off the boards as the Knights in the line. Sent over on the right side. The Spits are back out through to center ice. Garden will have to hold up at the line. Belchetz want to move the pass one man. No, he couldn't get the shot away as he busted. It goes in the net. I think they're gonna wave this one on, Doily.
Well, I don't think there's any choice, but
so a goal waved off. The face-off just outside the London blue line. London will control. Dimas shoots it into the corner. 2 minutes exactly remaining here in the first period. 1-1. Greentree with his 30th and Cover with his 18th. So 2 are off the mark of 20. Stemmed off at the blue line, off the boards again. Garden tracks it. In on the hunt is Jesse Nurmi. Brown picks it up pretty crafty. Shoots it around the boards and picked up by Kennedy, and he'll relay it around the near side. Belchetz will try to clear the zone, but Brustevich works that opportunity, and Windsor off the boards again. Down the length of the ice. Hockey club says the Windsor Spitfires will clear the zone. Here's big Belchetz, 6'5", dumps it into the corner around here on the near side. Ferran bounces it back into traffic. Nesbitt up on the play as well. Pinned up against the boards and tracked by the Knights, and Jesse Nurmi on the right side of the puck. Nesbitt all over him, pins him up against the boards. Yanked back to the blue line. Kennedy tip in front of the net as Belchetz was parked. Van Bommel on the draw this time against McLaughlin. Scrum ensues. Belchetz forks it around here on the near side, and up with it are the Spitfires, but they can't clear the zone. Dumped in behind the net. Woodalls whips it around the boards. Half boards now. Belchetz having trouble with Creek's forechecking in behind the net. And it's played off the near side this time. London keeping that puck in. Van Bommel. Finally, Ames will clear the zone, and it goes back down just inside the London blue line. And that will be...
If they're not going to sign him, we have 14:41 remaining here in period number 2.
So the drop of puck at center ice. Stolen by Cover. In and out. Shoot. And saved by Joey Costanzo. As Cover beat his man at the Windsor blue line. Didn't get a lot on that shot, but Costanzo very good. The overager tucked up to Will Nickel. Headman pass left wing. Cover over his stick and rattled back down into London's ice. Off the boards. Swept in deep again. Costanzo round the dasher, knocked down at the line, but it squirts free and over here to the wing, and Zoo will just soak it back into Windsor ice. Here's Bidgood in on the forecheck, taking his man out. Brown to the corner again. Here's Cover again. Zoo shoots. He gunned it high over top of the net. Might have been rolling as it went well wide of the mark. Bidgood fades off the checking of one man. Back to the blue line. Picked off by Villeneuve, and Harvey now will lead the 2-on-2 in across the London blue line. Villeneuve off the bench is Woodall. Wants it. Villeneuve swings in front of the net. And chance for the Spitfires. Looks like London's going to get the gate here. They score! As Belchetz from the near side into the open net. 2-1 Windsor.
Well, the Spitfires get this shot through from the point right here as Villeneuve spins off his check right there. And that...
Boy, oh boy, you talk about fire on a stick. Greentree just got 2 last night, 2 tonight. Now he's got 3 tonight. Belchetz had a 1 goal in between, or it would have been a natural hat-trick. Boy, oh boy, 4-1. 3 unanswered real quick for the Windsor Spitfires, and it's sent back out through to center ice. Boards, Harvey. London's got to pick it up here. Deep in their own territory, Belchetz. Windsor's a big hockey club, Rick. Sent over on the left side. Cover can't track it off a stick. Belchetz leaves it there. Walton Kennedy
on the preliminary list.
off the draw. Woodall. Windsor controls. Headman pass. McLaughlin. And across the line. Belchetz. They're going to drop the puck just outside the London blue line. Yet again, the Spitfires will control the draw. Hammered in off the glass to the corner. Sent around the boards, and Walton picks it up. Brown on him, trying to pin him up against the boards, and Sokolowski does. Try to scrape it off the backboard, picked up by Ryan Brown. He'll start out for London, backhands it to the open wing, and Waslin after it. Little line here with Ryan Brown, Waslin, and the veteran Clark. Batted free at the line. Waslin knocking his man down. Now Clark will usher it in across the line with Ryan Brown. Cross-ice feed, two up on the play. And behind the net, Clark lingering in front of the net. Oh, saved by Joey Costanzo. Oh boy, he stuck that glove out and made a tremendous save. Might be highlight reel. Scrum off the draw. London will control. Cook out there. Van Gorp in across the line. Tried to feed Cook. Turned around, played on the boards, and Cook will leave it there for Van Gorp. Try to link it back to the line. Bounces onto the stick of Farron, and he'll feed it out through to center ice. And Mitchell and Villeneuve colliding just at the London blue line. And it's he got the shot away, but boy, Medvedev up to the task and swept it away with that paddle. Nesbitt picks his way to the London blue line. Quick shot off the stick of Sokolowski. Cook trying to drag it up on the blade, but Zoo will emerge with the 4 Knights, and it's hammered in off the boards and repelled there by the goaltender around the near side and picked up by Nurmi. Loses it. Farron leaves it there for Cristoforo, and he'll just settle things down. Windsor pretty comfortable with a 4-goal lead here with 6 off the clock. They got a big game tomorrow night down in Windsor against the red-hot Barrie Colts. We're in Sarnia tonight. Centering pass out front. Look out. And the London Knights will pick it up, and they'll emerge out through to the red line. Bouncing puck in across the line. Bounced off the stick. Ryan Brown tried to feed Waslin, and that was picked off by the Windsor D, and Brown again for Windsor. Hard pass over here on the wing. And Walton will take refuge deep in his own territory. London setting things up. Not a lot going on here in the third period off a skate. And repelled nicely by Medvedev. Sent off the boards again. Gamish Woodall tracks it. Feeds it out through to the London blue line off the stick of the fine rookie McLaughlin. But London back the other way will flip it in deep. Woodall round the boards. Covert in on the forecheck, steals off the D-man, and centering pass to no avail there as well, and London will have to regroup. Backhand, forehand, now a centering pass, and it goes on to the stick of Mitchell, and he'll guide it down the length of the ice. So the Spitfires and the Knights on that exchange, both good looks, and it's floated back out through to center ice. Lead pass again. Sokolowski gave the puck away. Belchetz shoots right on, and a save by Medvedev. And now we got a penalty, Rick.
We got our first. Gave it right to Belchetz. Now Belchetz takes the shot, and it's right there where he catches Belchetz coming across on
the D for the Windsor Spitfires. Here's a chance for Greentree, and he wired that one. Might have hit a player in front of the net. Greentree will anchor the D with Woodall, and Belchetz has it. So Belchetz, Cristoforo, Nesbitt, and it's played along the boards, and Woodall has it. So it's going to be just on that face-off. Greentree was on the back end. Cristoforo's out there, of course. And here is Greentree. Works his way in across the line with Nesbitt. Return feed. Jets in front of the net, and Greentree off the skate, and Belchetz floating around in front of
the Knights with 17.
There's Windsor with 3 Memorial Cup titles since the turn of the century in London as well. Well, a chance for Belchetz. He whipped it wide of the mark and played up the boards and shuttled in across the line and down the length of the ice it rolls. Here's Sokolowski trying to pin his man up against the boards, and Zoo tracks it. Sokolowski, Hawkins will lead it out, and 4 Knights will emerge as they pick their way to the Windsor blue line. Bidgood gets stood up and played over here on the near side, and Windsor back out through to center ice and tipped in courtesy of Aaron. Near formality now as the Spitfires are up by 5 goals here. They'll entertain the Barrie Colts tomorrow night. London will go to Brampton tomorrow afternoon, and then they'll go on to the Kitchener Rangers at the Odd on Sunday afternoon as well. London will be back in town here on Wednesday night against the Guelph Storm, and we'll have that game at 6:30. Note the time. Villeneuve labels his man up against the boards, and Windsor Spitfires will clear the zone. 3 minutes exactly now remaining in this hockey game. Long right wing pass, tracked down by Kennedy. Ushers it up the wing. Farran, Belchetz, who's had a good game, picks his way to the London blue line, in and out on Funk, and behind the net. Now he'll try to wheel it back to the blue line, and a shot courtesy of Kennedy and into the glove.
10th of the season.
Villeneuve on the draw. Won by the Spitfires. Lit back to the line, sent in deep again. Villeneuve, centering pass, high slot, dished on the far side again. Quick shot, tipped in front of the net, and look at Villeneuve trying to send it home, but Nebedev had nothing to do with it. Here's Walton waiting. Windsor wanting more here. Tucked to the corner. Belchetz swings it in front of the net. 15 seconds remain, and Hawkins fans on it. Gets turned around. He'll go on for Mitchell. Broken stick out on the ice. Just 5 seconds remaining, and this one is in the books. And the Windsor Spitfires